Oh, ooh, just making sure it's zoomed out. Welcome to this year's vlog. Sorry, I just watched Kung Pao like a week ago for the first time in many years, and it's still impressively, stupidly hilarious. Anyway, I'm making this vlog in lieu of the D&D this week that was supposed to release a few hours ago. We didn't get around to recording that episode yet because we had to go to Mexico for a wedding, for my cousin's wedding. My beautiful cousin is now married. She got married in lovely Mexico, if you didn't know. Figured I'd update you on that fact of life. And so we were there for 4 days, covering the days that we typically only have available to record and edit D&D. So I was unable to do that, to record and edit D&D, unfortunately. And I'm red because I don't like to wear sunscreen. I also don't like to use my brain very much. This is if it wasn't apparent. And so, yeah, I'm red. Also, doubly red, because I just got done attempting to try and record Beat Saber, a VR Beat Saber, if you've heard of it. It's the musical rhythm game in virtual reality. It's like one of the most fun experiences ever. Like, imagine being even more one with music. And I've always like being physical with music, like dancing and just feeling the rhythm and combining that with visuals that go with the music and the bass and the pumping, the pumping. So Beat Saber is it's just like an evolution of experiencing music, in my opinion. It's I imagine people who play DDR or are really good at sort of like flow staff and other flow arts also experience this, but I honestly think that it's even more. It even brings out the essence of music even more in Beat Saber. Wow, I have not cooled it down. But anyway, so yeah, that was a failure. I tried recording myself doing it, but my machine, which has a 1080 in it, is just not up to par. It's just not up to recording virtual reality things these days. So I'm going to have to check that out. But anyway, so yeah, this is a vlog to also update you that if you come to our channel to watch D&D, which you should because it's like the primary piece of content that we release, and it's the thing that we release most frequently, we won't be able to release the standard, we won't be able to continue the story for at least 3 or 4 weeks because my brother is also going on, my brother, I say loser, which is also true. Because he's married to Luna, and together they make loser, and together those losers are going on their honeymoon to Europe, to I think Paris, and then Italy, and then a whole bunch of Italy. Sounds amazing, but anyway, they won't be here. I hope that they have their own D&D real life adventures and fantasy event. I hope a dragon attacks them. I really do, because they roll real low, and it would be really entertaining to see on somebody's handy phone cam as a viral video. I don't know how I got there, but I did. And so we are probably going to, again, out of the thousands upon billions of fans that come by and watch our D&D videos, I would like to ask you what content you would want to see in its place in terms of role-playing games. Like, I was thinking of either doing a side story with Hercheck and Var'Kir, Max and Rummy, respectively, with some guest characters, potentially, or doing a whole new, or just like a series of one-offs for each week that the Mr. and Mrs. are gone, or something completely different. I mean, you let me know. Throw suggestions in there, and if we can accomplish it, which we should be able to, we will do it. We'll do whatever magical suggestion that we agree with, of course, in the realms of entertaining and politically correct reality. We will do our best to accommodate that. Oh, that's what I was going to do with this video. It was going to be a Kingdom Hearts review. because I just beat that as well. This is going to be a light review. I'm thinking about doing a rant view because it honestly deserves a rant view. It really does. I'm switching arms here. It deserves a rant view. It's a waterfall pouring down my face. If I were to meditate right now, I'd be a samurai. So yeah, it deserves its own rant view. It really does. However, it's already been destroyed, I feel like, so thoroughly by others that anything I would say would just be a repeat. I mean, like, let's see if I can't just sum up a few key points here. It's been 15 years. It's been 15 years, and spoilers. I'm just gonna get like right into spoilers. I'm not even gonna take my time getting there. So the rest of this video is gonna be a brief, probably. You might be seeing the next portion of the video is like 10 plus minutes long, but it's just follow my heart and say things. But anyway, you might want to turn it off if you haven't beaten Kingdom Hearts yet. So yeah, the long and short of it is, I mean, if you see trailers for Kingdom Hearts, if you're trying to go to bed listening to ASMR or Critical Role or some other YouTube video, and then a commercial comes on or trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, and is this deep epic voice, as you always see deep epic voices narrate trailers. Are you ready for the final or the epic conclusion of Kingdom Hearts? I think that's what he says. I'm not sure if it's verbatim. That was actually an assumption. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but it most likely a man. I'm pretty confident in that. The final conclusion. After you go through all the nonsense, the beautiful, honestly, it's like one of the prettiest games ever. Nonsense of Kingdom Hearts 3. And you expect everything to be buttoned up, all tidy, put the controller down, never having to experience the off-branching, nonsensical stories again. And then a cutscene comes on at the end and thoroughly confuses the ever-living crap out of you and adds way too many more questions. And then another cutscene comes in at the end that has it has a little bit more to do with the core story, maybe, but in a completely different universe. Anyway, it's no conclusion. They're just opening you up for 50 million new games. The Kingdom Hearts series will never die. So that's notch number 1 on my go silly putty yourself Kingdom Hearts. Number 2 is that those worlds, all the Disney worlds, well, most of the Disney worlds, like the biggest Disney worlds, just have you playing through cutscenes of the actual movies. Like, you should just tape Sora's face onto your TV screen and watch Tangled, and that's playing through Kingdom Hearts 3. They play straight up scenes from the movie. So anyway, and in those worlds, so that's 2, is that a lot of the worlds are just you're playing through the movies with them just shoving Sora and friends inside of fewer scenes than actual movie scenes. Number 3 is, and I'm not looking from a list right now, so there's a lot more. I'm just getting, I think, the biggest ones that I can bring up off the top of my head. 3 is that you don't even need to do those worlds. Like, those worlds, that's 3. Those worlds, if you have been, keep up. Those worlds exist only so Organization 13 characters can pointlessly walk in and tell you, like, reiterate what happened in previous games just to make sure that you can make any amount of sense at the end of this game of what's going on. And then they'll walk away. They'll, like, do nothing. These worlds were pointless. And they're even made more pointless, this is point number 4, because every single important aspect of the game is covered in the very, very end, where every single main character, non-Disney character outside of Mickey, and Donald and Goofy, of course, it's just like they create this really long scene, this really long scenario to nice and neatly just like, I beat one guy, and he's going to tell me his story, and that story is going to be concluded, and then I'm going to beat a girl, and then that one girl, and then that story is going to be concluded. There's going to be a cutscene, and then that girl's story is going to be buttoned up. And then if you're fighting like multiple main enemies at once, And as soon as you beat one of them, all of them just disappear, and it goes into a cutscene where everybody is not even like in like, oh, we just beat him. Everybody is just like casually standing there, just talking, like in a break room, just like, yeah. So I guess this is the reveal of my backstory in 1 or 2 sentences. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye. Oh, by the way, I'm not dead. I'm just returning to my other body out of the 50 million bodies that I have. So yeah, it's like the entire end just freaking shoved all of this exposition and nonsensical bullcrap in to just end everybody's storylines and bring it all together nice and neat like. Third is, I mean, just random physics, just like heart and light logic, and then like darkness logic. Like they have such a hard time explaining their games, and at the same time such an easy time explaining their games, because they're working with a made up like physics that like the rules in which their universe operates in is so loony and bizarre that you could say anything to rationalize any nonsensical plot point or point in general or anything in general, and you can go, I guess, I mean, I don't know enough to say that doesn't make sense in their world. It certainly doesn't make sense in our world. And so, yeah, it's just like rationalizing terrible plot points with terrible reasons that couldn't actually exist in the real world. And you get away with it because it's a Disneyland. It's a made up world. Why do we need 7 keyblades or 7 hearts? 7 hearts of light against 13 hearts of darkness. Why are those numbers important in Kingdom Hearts? And for number 5, I've hit on this quite a few times, but it's like the entire series originally, now they're all nice and neatly packed on about 3 separate discs for the PlayStation. But when they originally came out, it was PlayStation 2, and then Game Boy, and then PSP, and then PlayStation 2, and then PSP again, and then Nintendo. And then it's like, if you wanted to play through the entire series, which you have to in order to fully even get a hint of okay understanding about the entirety of this story, you have to play through all those games. They get referenced more often than you would think in the last game. You have to play through them. And when they originally came out, they're on different systems. Like, how rich do you have to be in order to buy all those systems? You gotta be wealthy. You gotta, or like, man, just like have a lot of side jobs, side gigs, or sell your entire stack of games just to get one. Man, those are the days. So that's another point. Then I think that just like the combined with all these, a point from all these points is that the Kingdom Hearts 3 was ostensibly made just to make sense of the entire series, and they felt as though they needed that every single game and every single piece of canon was relevant, so they just jammed a whole bunch of spaghetti nonsense into one game to make it even just barely make sense, and then tell you to go fuck yourself at the very end when you're not even done. And the rules are just breaking out even more into more nonsensical Humpty Dump baloney. And so that's my review. It was a really fun game. It was really beautiful. It was just, yeah, man, it's just like, it is just straight up fun. Oh, sorry, that's another point. What am I, 5, 6? Whatever, it's irrelevant at this point. Rides. You know, rides in the commercials, if you haven't played the game yet, or even if you have played the game, there's literally, the explanation for rides is a tutorial about rides. There's no context for them. You are literally just riding roller coasters and teacups and Disneyland rides just because they're flashy. There's no like, what do you expect us to do with that information when just like, oh, you're not taking this game seriously. Nothing needs to make any amount of sense in this game. So then when like you think you're or experiencing true depth at any point in the game, it's just completely destroyed by every other gigantic nonsensical puzzle piece that's trying to jam themselves together to make some semblance of a picture. It fails ultimately. It's just utterly fails. So yeah, that's my piece. I really loved Kingdom Hearts growing up, 1 and 2. I will still, there'll probably be a point in my life when I play through definitely 2, maybe 1 again. Also no magnet. Sorry, I'm not done. I keep on finding more. No magnet, no reflect. You get reflect when he plays Aqua, but those spells, like the most fun, cool spells to me anyway, are gone. The most cool, fun sort of like mobility aspects, like the horizontal spin from Master form in Kingdom Hearts 2, that's gone. This doesn't count as a reason. These are relatively smaller ones, but okay, this is a giant reason. Wow, this just really does just make this the most rambliest Ramble vlog of all time. But there's no Final Fantasy worlds either. There's not even a Final Fantasy character. I mean, I guess you might be able to. No, there's nothing. There's no Radiant Garden. There's barely any there's no Traverse Town. Twilight Town, which isn't granted a Final Fantasy world, but it's like the original pieces of this game are like cool pieces are missing. Huge chunks, and you only play through each world once, and you get to the final world, and you're like, oh, this is the halfway point, and then it ends, and you're just filled with disappointment. And yeah, but I'm gonna buy the rest of all the other Kingdom Hearts as well, unless they're on handheld or mobile, then I won't. But the core installment, so you better believe I'm gonna pick them up because I'm a dum-dum. And we all let nostalgia drive our decisions when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. So, on that note, I will bid you adieu. Thank you for watching. And I hope, I'm not a super negative person. It's just been 15 years of letdown. The first few years were good. But, okay, I need to end it now. As always, SASANS until fate next brings us together. Let me know what you want us to play in the coming weeks, and we shall do so. As always, until fate next brings us together, and never stop playing video games or role-playing games. Either one. Games. Just play games. You feel better. Okay. Bye. Bye, everyone.